I remember when Twitter first entered my world of like, wow, in the markets, you got to pay attention to this thing. Like you're getting news that isn't coming across my Bloomberg at the same time. Even if it's rumors, you're catching stuff. So here we are now. You fast forward, it's probably a decade later, and back then, and there's still some hedge funds that can't use Twitter, or at least banks and things like that. The panic just grows quickly, but it's this thing that has shocked me that you and I have gone through this year, which is, if we laid back and said all of the panics that have occurred, and I said last week that, hey, you kind of at nighttime, I'm warning my son, like, there's deer out there when it's dark. And
I mean, you nailed it. You were like 3 hours early.
So all that took was a tweet. AI bubble. People are, I mean, they're all over this AI bubble. And just so people hear this, there are always bubbles in the market. Just like Jim Cramer likes to go on TV, there's a bull market somewhere. If a market is going up, there's a bubble somewhere. So define a bubble as zero revenue companies are trading at high valuations. So whether it's Oklo, whether it's Fermi, whether it's a lot of these energy names which don't have revenues right now, you can categorize those as bubbles. They're not the entire market. What dominates what happens in the market is nominal GDP, inflation, so you get back to real, and you get to a scenario where earnings follow nominal GDP. So everything is fine. But to get back to your point about Bitcoin, whenever this kind of situation happens that everyone's panicking, and it's something that should be expected, China and the US have to come to a deal. I'm going to say this again and again. Rare earth is the most critical factor in the world. It has been all year. We've watched tariffs be a fear. We've watched stagflation be a fear. We've watched inflation be a fear. I can't even remember everything that we've had to talk about here as fears. But now we have bubbles and we have credit risk, and the world's going to end. For Bitcoin to actually have a sustainable move higher, I learned a very valuable lesson this year. The boogeyman of the 4-year cycle, which you can tell me about, because I'm not smart enough to understand this whole, this is going to be a crash that happens. And I go back and look and I see, well, in 2017, right around this time period, it was the peak. 2021, oh, I get it. So that's 2 data points. I don't really live off 2 data points. And maybe there's one in 13. I didn't go back to look. It was still too new. But if you can tell me in front of everyone watching right now why I should be worried about the 4-year cycle, and then I'll give you a reason why I'm buying it aggressively every